Tony D and Little Joan, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Mom, a horror movie about postpartum depression. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more anti-mom in Hollywood, a movie like this. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys books 1 through 16, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, postpartum depression is a real thing. Some women go cuckoo bananas after having a baby, and they're not totally sure why. But this one sort of takes that and extends it to the horror movie genre. It's called Mom. So, yeah. Produced and directed by Adam O'Brien. Written by Philip Callan Hajdu? Emily Hampshire is the lead. It looks pretty damn scary. But, again, it also looks very anti-mom. I'll say one thing in the positive for it. It looks like the dad is kind of the hero of the movie. So there's that. I don't see that very often. I don't dig the symbolism in this, but I don't think it's purposeful. I think they took something and it. The idea that it's hard to make a horror movie, yeah, it's hard to come out with a completely new concept because everything's sort of been done. But that being said, a lot of horror movies, especially B-level horror movies, they suck. I mean, they're okay. Maybe they're even watchable, but mostly they just suck. And they're the same damn thing over and over. What's missing from these movies, I think, is not a completely new concept where we take yet another aspect of life and turn it into something evil and wrong. But, I don't see a lot of great characterization. You see these trailers, and typically if the characterization is really strong, it comes out in the trailer. You can hear it in the dialogue. You can hear it in the performances. This just seems like, it doesn't seem bad. It just seems pretty standard. She's having problems after the baby and now doesn't know what's real, what's not real. Is she going to hurt herself? Is she going to hurt the baby? And that is scary. Oh, it's scary. I didn't have kids, but I have some tangential experience with this. It's a little scary. But not in a horror movie scary. It's kind of weird to put it in the horror movie realm. It is true that putting vulnerable characters in a horror movie tends to be a good move. It heightens the horror. But it also is very sad. Like, partum depression is not a joke. So, for instance, you could make a horror movie about certain events in the Great War. The really, really, really dark one that I can't say on YouTube without getting flagged. Like, you could set a horror movie in that area, I'll say, and it would be scary and kind of horrible. But I think it would be too much to set a movie there. So I'm kind of leaning towards that for this film. It makes it less entertaining if it's that deep and that dark. When you put babies in danger, it's like, oh man, that's too much. It's too much. That being said, here's my prediction. Act 1, she's having a difficult time with the new baby. They move into a new house. There's something wrong. Act 2, her condition escalates. They get help, continues to escalate. She starts seeing things. She becomes convinced it's a supernatural being. They go back and forth whether or not it's a hallucination or whether she actually sees it. I think the ending is she defeats the supernatural being, and it's a happy ending, I think. Now, it is an indie movie, mostly, so it could go very dark. It could go very dark, that terrible, terrible, I mean, I'm not even going to say it. It's such a terrible ending, but that would be too dark for me. I think it would be too dark for a lot of people. I think the happy ending is the option here. She defeats the supernatural creature. Now, I think a really cool way to end it is to play the movie in such a way that you don't know if it's a supernatural creature or her own inner demons, postpartum depression. And then the ending of the movie, she defeats it, but you don't know if she defeated an actual demon, let's say, or postpartum depression. That, to me, would be a great way to end it. So you see it as symbolic, and you see it as an actual thing. I'm guessing it's an actual supernatural creature, though, because I don't know. I just don't. I didn't get the vibe it's going down a headier direction. Here's the write-up. Struggling with postnatal depression and feeling misunderstood by her husband, Meredith begins experiencing terrifying visions, foreshadowing an ultimate tragedy. Yeah, just a little too dark. I mean, I have a friend, and I've talked about him before. He loves horror movies, loves them, but he can't watch the children in danger anymore since he had a kid. He says, I get too upset. That was very interesting revelation, but I can understand it, and I don't have kids, but even that for me, it's I don't think I would get that upset because I don't have that connection, but it's upsetting enough that it ruins the entertainment for me. It's like, come on, man, you can't be more creative. So yeah, but maybe some of you out there really want to push your horror movie to new lengths, and that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like this is a horror movie for people, or maybe made by people who've seen too many horror movies. And again, they've gone through every aspect of life and finally found this to turn into another B-grade horror movie. Anyhow, that's it. It's called The Mom. I don't know when it comes out. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site. Am I going to make political videos? Yes, I make them on the other sites. And there's a lot of politics today, so you should probably tune into that if any of that stuff interests you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.